Yeah, I think a big part of like being a musician and an actor is really embracing the way the two things inform me. Like I'm definitely from the generation of people that when I started both of these things, people were like, you can't do both. Which one are you going to choose? And I was like, but they're both the same thing. I'm telling stories from my heart. And the one thing is that with music, I have the agency to do it exactly how I want to. And as an actor, I'm relying on other people making that work. And those things are just blending.
Today on the show, we are joined with actress, singer, songwriter, the wonderful Kat Cunning. They got a lot going on, from starring in a brand new film titled Star People, and with a brand new EP along the way titled Glass Jaw. And what I love about our time together, it kind of melds a lot of things that we talk about in this series separately into one. From music, film, and just expressing yourself as an artist in the most authentic way. Kat is a fucking real one, and I hope you enjoy this chat. Kat, so great to meet you today. I feel like this is an exciting time to talk to you because you got so much going on, from the film Star People, a new EP, Glass Jaw, and I just want to know, like, as an artist and creator yourself, like, this got to be like some of the most exciting times. So how are you like feeling?
Oh my God, I feel crazy to be honest. It's so exciting, but obviously art takes the time it takes to make and then it all comes out at once. Like when it rains, it pours, and that is really true. And it feels like it's my birthday party.
Oh, that's fantastic. And even just the other day, you dropped a brand new music video, Dancer, which I love. It's totally badass. But one thing I thought was so cool was just that little credit sequence of just you as a kid and just doing it, you know? And would you, I don't know, if you could meet that little kid today, would you have any like words for her, or like anything you'd like to tell her about
Oh
your
my God,
future?
I think she knows so much more than I do. I think like that's the point of adding that at the end of the movie is like, as you know, Dancer is like a film that I made about a boxer. It's really gritty. It's like me without any makeup except for the SFX for having been through a fight. And then it just felt really metal to add this video of me as a little kid in my first dance class at the end because it's like that little thing that we think of as so heavily gendered and pretty, the ballet class, is the thing that taught me how to be this hardcore. And
Mm,
that's been in me since the beginning. Like the willingness to fight for something came from like this intense and singular love for it and like connection to my body. So I think that she knows a lot more than I do, but I guess I would just be like, strap in, kid, hold on to it. Hold on to
oh,
what that feeling is.
yeah, that's pretty cool. And I also watched the video today for Cinderella. Is that going to be on the EP as well?
It is, yeah. So
Oh,
those are
cool.
the singles are coming out in succession. There's I think one more single before the whole EP comes out in October.
Awesome. Yeah, and I just love it. It's like just like a mix of like beauty and grit, and like just so much going on. But I also like wanted to know, is there like a specific theme in your lyrics towards the EP? Like, or are these tracks just kind of like random standalones?
No, great question. I think that I wanted to give myself the permission to sort of jump around genre-wise and trust my voice as the core of this EP a little bit, and because I was just being really intense about having to have a cohesive album, and it's like it's cohesive because I am the artist I am. But I think the theme at the end of the day is actually, aside from the concept of Glassjaw being all about essentially, you know, picking myself up from having fallen down. Glass jaw is a like boxing metaphor about a jaw that's easy to break. So these are all songs that help pick me up from a really low place where I was almost giving up on myself as an artist.
Mm.
Um, but I think the other theme that I wasn't really preparing for is in all of the visuals that I created for this album, I'm playing characters that I haven't yet been cast in and that people don't necessarily see in me when they look at me in my regular presentation. So I'm just giving myself the permission to express all these sides of me that aren't perceived about me. And I hope that empowers that sort of expression from people who are watching.
Wow, I love that too. And there's just, yeah, so many layers to it. I already was like digging the songs, but now I feel like I got a little extra appreciation here in that, and just kind of the message behind it. And yeah, I meet a lot of like different creatives and like beyond the show and the work I do. And I feel like a lot of new people who are like doing this almost need to hear a message like that because sometimes they're waiting for permission to do what they want to do. Where I love how you're just taking it as like, oh, I got control of my music life and I can just meld it into something I want to do in my film life or television life and just do it yourself and just take that step and risk and everything.
Yeah, I think a big part of like being a musician and an actor is really embracing the way the two things inform me. Like I'm definitely from the generation of people that when I started both of these things, people were like, you can't do both. Which one are you going to choose? And I was like, but they're both the same thing. I'm telling stories from my heart.
Mm,
And the one thing is that with music, I have the agency to do it exactly how I want to. And as an actor, I'm relying on other people making that work. And those things are just blending. But it's such a treasure to collaborate with people like Adam and everyone on Star People when the idea is not mine, but I get to step
mhm.
into it and I get to fully embrace it and like research the shit out of it. Like that feels so good also as a contrast to creating my own universe.
Yeah, that's super cool. And yeah, I was gonna just ask you about both like the film and music life melding together, but you put it perfectly in a way like that. And even with Star People, I loved your character has this UFO sighting at an early age, and it dictates her obsession as an adult. And like we mentioned in Dancer in the credits scene, you were doing all these different like plays or dancing and everything. And do you believe like maybe people's like earliest memories or connections kind of dictate like what they're compelled to do in the future?
Totally, yeah. I think there's, in Claire's case, the character that I play in Star People, it was like three pretty traumatic things that conflated to give her the sense of purpose for her whole life. And those, not to give too much away, but there's something going on with her family, there's something going on in the stars, and there's something going on in her body. And I think for me, that little clip at the end of my music video where I show myself in my first dance class, like the dance class was all of those three things where I found an outlet for whatever I was processing as a young person. And I also found a connection to my body, and I also saw a connection to something that made me want to move forward and have a sense of purpose. And I think that we all, whether or not we know it, we're super informed by things as young people that either derail us or set us on a path. And I think that we have to do everything we can to connect to that like little voice inside us that knew more than we do now. I think like especially as an artist, we're unlearning all the time how to trust our own instincts.
Oh, that's well said too. And even I felt like it took myself many years of trial and error to realize you should be trusting your instincts. Like that feeling is that embedded in you for a reason, but sometimes things in society or like different influences, parents and teachers are pulling your arms and legs in different directions, but sometimes your inner self just really knows what's best for you.
Absolutely. And that's like the way that I entered this film was her conviction from such a young age. It really does directly relate to the dancer video. Like I made the video in a metaphor of a boxer, but there are little subtle references that trained dancers will notice are homages to the Martha Graham technique, and she is one of the most eloquent dance troubadours. She has so much writing, and one of her most famous quotes that a lot of people have on their fridge, whether or not they know it's from her, is about how we all have a life force. And it's
Mm,
unique, and if you don't express it, then something is lost in the world. And that's me
mm,
butchering it. You should go look it up. It's gorgeous.
mm.
But yeah, I think that those principles really are a great example of how my life in music and my life in acting are both on the same path.
Yeah, I love that so much. And with your acting life, is there any, because you do like so much TV as well, like, is there any like specific role you had that felt closest to your personality?
This one.
This one? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
I think they all like every role that I play, I have to find some truth for me. Like you can't, for me, I can't judge a character if I'm going to play them. I have to really believe in how their circumstances have informed them to be the way they are in the world. And like I have to find my own way I would have been that way as that character. But I think Claire is the closest to who I am when I'm not performing. And that was such a treat to be trusted with something like that because I do have like I can be really gregarious and I can be really bombastic, and I've played a lot of
Mhm.
those roles. But Claire gave me a chance to really just be the most like who I am when I am not being too extroverted.
Yeah, that's super cool. And the character Claire, she believes in aliens, but does Kat Cunning believe in aliens?
I pretty much do now. At the end of the day, I've always been very agnostic. Like, I don't really believe confidently in a god or aliens or anything, but I know that there are creatures we don't understand in the ocean, there are creatures we don't understand in the sky, and there are forces beyond us. Like, I'm down to be a humble human who believes in more than what we can possibly see with the naked eye. So I wouldn't say
Hmm.
that I believe or don't believe, but I think Claire has reason to be searching. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, that's super cool. And yeah, just we get a lot of like different creatives tuning into these segments as well. And it's so cool that you do so many things. So it's usually like I ask this question, I'm like focusing on music or film or something, but I don't know. I guess like if anybody had like a young kid was listening to this and had like the ambition to step into, I guess, the entertainment industry, would you have any like general advice how to like
Absolutely.
maybe do that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like one of the things that happens to young people a lot when they want to get into entertainment is they look for some way to be and then they emulate that. And then they also quiet parts of themselves that they perceive will be less popular. My career has definitely come to me because I've been the niche things that were not asked of me. Like
Mm.
I think that leaning into the things that make you specific and not shying away from them and just not being afraid of any part of who you are, no matter how unpopular they might be with the local theater troupe, you will find a place where it is your superpower.
Oh, I love that. And yeah, it's so fun to like even interview you two as like you do so many things. I find my notes are totally different today. Usually it's just like I want to ask this question, but it's like a scatter of like bullet points and everything
That's
where I
okay.
almost wish I had like 3 hours with you to like dig deep.
Me
But
too.
yeah,
Tell me
this
about it.
yeah, it's just we could go down so many different paths, but yeah, it's so fun to pick your brain about all this stuff. And yeah, even beyond Star People and the Glass Jaw EP, I know you got so much going on. Is there anything else you're looking forward to, or are you just like kind of hyper focusing on this right now?
I feel super zeroed in on the EP in this film, but I'm also obviously always auditioning. We're
Hmm.
freelancers, we're doing the things. But there are a couple of movies in the can as well. There's a movie called One Big Happy Family that's going to be coming out soon, and one called Mother Wolf, and I'm always writing more music. So yeah, just honestly, just stay connected. My name is Kat Cunning everywhere, and I'm never gonna stop. So there will naturally be more.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. And do you get any time to rest at all?
No, just kidding. Of course I do. Of course I do.
Yeah.
I'm really good at taking naps.
Okay.
Um, but I will say something I'm really looking forward to is the in-person shows, especially when we meet on the internet. I love when it translates to real life. I have a show coming up at the Echo on October 6th and a show coming up at Elsewhere in New York on October 15th. And those are my headlining shows for the year where the whole EP is going to be celebrated.
Oh, amazing. And we'll share those dates along with the EP dates, Star People, and anything else you're in the future. We'll probably like take some like clips and like remind people and hopefully down the road we get to talk to you again.
Heck yeah, it was a pleasure.
Once again, thank you so much to Kat Cunning. It was a quickie, but I really dug their vibe, their energy, like we mentioned at the end. I hope we get to do another one down the road. And you at home, stay tuned for the release of Star People this week, and very soon the EP Glass Jaw. You can follow Kat's socials or even our socials for updates on when everything will be dropping, and both things should definitely be on your radar because the music, the film, it's genuinely good, and I'll put my stamp on that, I promise you. And speaking of other things that are genuinely good, we can't run away without thanking all you legends on the Patreon page. First up, biggest thanks to the Queen Ola Mazuka of Sonic Fold, the lovely Amanda McKnight of the Vamp X13 YouTube channel and the Vamp X13 Twitch channel, the wonderful Jenny Potter, the number one gent Alan Kent, and last but not least, Francis Coffer, aka my mom. If you want to shout out at the end of every episode and also get these episodes early, raw, uncut, right when I'm done the Zoom call, I just post them. You can go to patreon.com/the creative imbalance. It's only $3 a month, and beyond having my forever thanks, you can just go to bed at night and sleep soundly knowing you're a badass motherfucker who supports raw, uncut, independent media, and nobody can take that away from you. You hear me? With that being said, we got a lot more cool shit around the corner. If you're listening to the audio versions of this, I suggest you go over to our YouTube channel. There's extra exclusives there. Appreciate you taking the time to listen to these, and we'll catch you next time. Mwah.